And welcome to another drawing session. I'm going to be, I think, just working on the my next model actually tonight. If I have time, I'm gonna warm up with some face drawings actually of characters. I've been working on that a little bit this afternoon, and I kind of feel I've made some progress, so I want to keep it going. And with the as for the character art, I mean the model, I've made a lot of progress. I just want to try and clean it up on stream and then finish it up off probably tonight. So hopefully on next Wednesday it should be set. I know I said I thought it would be done this week, but here he is. So this will be up. I know it looks very similar. I just still need to clean up some of the areas like here. This looks, the wings still look kind of messy because I was just planning out color, and that's usually how I work. Like I like to pastel things in first, kind of, or like do a very painterly style first, and then go in and clean it up. So I was gonna just do some gradients in here, slowly going down in like stages, each set of wings. So it would be like here to here, then here to here, then here to here, then here to here. Or maybe here. Might be all one. But we'll see. So yeah. So that's what I was working on last time. So yeah, that's him. I did also get some more progress made on the VTuber model. I'll show you that in a second. Actually, I'm gonna keep that. I did the preview last time. I don't want to add. That was a good teaser. Go back and watch that. I don't want to give away too much. I know that there's supposed to be some mystique with this, so this can close. I don't want to work on that anymore. I think that was a fun idea, but I have to go back to the drawing board with that one. I think I rushed into it. Sure. And with that one too. Well, this one's not so much go back to the drawing board, but more like just clean up some stuff. So, where's the drawing I was just working on? Oops, here's what I did last time too. Oops, don't want to delete it. Here we go. Back to what I was doing. Just reworking the characters that I was. I'd forgotten that I changed how Clay looked, because I forgot I made him have this more tight hairstyle. Which I'm glad I remembered, because otherwise, when I was redrawing him, I was thinking he looks way too much like my VTuber. And then I remembered that I changed him to have this, so. Like a much shorter haircut and closer in. Because originally it was going to be more like he had a lot of, his hair was very loose and wild, like a fairy folk, like he was gonna have just like crazy, like, and maybe he does start that way, like maybe in the comic when he first shows up he's got this long crazy hair like this, or even just like that when you first see him. Okay. Almost like a Conan kind of the barbarian kind of character, because he was marooned in the Feywild for a while, so kind of started to lose his mind a little. He escaped. So. I'm gonna give him a very different from those from from Cole because I want them to look. I want them to look different. So, hello, glad you could drop by. Playing around with some character designs. Just working on some facial construction, which here's a fun little tutorial for faces. If you go like this, you do a circle and then a shape like this, or whatever you want the chin to be. Because essentially, a face's features are set up like typically the eyes are halfway in between here, and then the nose is halfway in between that space, and then the mouth is halfway in between that space. However, this can be, with character design, if you're doing like a cartoony thing, this could be all moved around. Like, you could make the shape, the face shape more bottom heavy, giving them a narrow head at the top, and then maybe like a double chin, or like just like, doesn't even have to be that, but for this one it will be. And then you could kind of like push the features even closer in together, maybe even, or like you could give them a small nose and a low mouth or something to give different looks. Or you could do the opposite, obviously, and make the shape, the head, squeeze the head more inward. And make it, this is what I do for the elven characters in my comic. I kind of like the ideal that elves, since they're not human, don't really follow the rules of our anatomy. So like, I make their heads longer and their bodies longer, like and lanky. So I stretch out their features. So like the villain, he's got I can fix that. You can always fix things with perspective too, like because like this, I mean the once you get this down, the more complicated things you can do are things like taking this and then treating the face like a sheet of paper. So like you have the front and the back and you bend it to be like that. And then that's how you do shots from underneath, is you do that. And I also recommend, obviously, take some figure drawing classes. It helped me a lot. If you want to learn more about what I'm talking about now, it's easier to do than even explain, really. Like I'm giving a loose explanation of a lot of different like tutorials and lectures I've listened to. But hi, just doing some head studies today for starting out, and then I'm going to work on my model, which is coming along nice. It's whoops. No. Why? If I can get everything there. Nope. There. Yeah, I've been working on the changing the color scheme, making the wings a little bit more vibrant, and you can't see here yet because I left the wisp out of the hand, but I'm gonna have the wisp actually probably like maybe even floating around actually instead of just stationary. Like it might just be like, because I'm going to use a different software that'll allow me to do things like that. Like There's a feature in it where things bounce up and down, and I don't want my model to, but I think I'll make it so that instead I make the wisp bounce up and down, which could be fun. Like I can maybe make it so it bounces from like wing to wing or something, or like on from the wing, from like the top wing down to the arm, back up to the wing or something, like an arc. Might be kind of fun. And leaving like a trail of fire back and forth, or a trail of water, depending on which model I choose. So that could be fun. But yeah, it's giving a little quick tutorial because an explanation of how I make these characters. Steven Silver is someone I definitely recommend listening to if you want advice on character drawing, though. Like, that's where I got the best. I have his book, and it's awesome. It's probably him and Jazza, and who else was there? I mean, Loomis is the old school, like going back to that. That's more for just like general mechanics of the human body and like how to portray it, which is still useful. But who else do I have? I mean, there's like people like. I would just say after what I just said, find your inspiration. Like I looked at people like Loish and like Sean Cheeks Galloway and comic artists like Tim Sale. His stuff's really awesome. Like the fact that he's colorblind and still makes these awesome pages. Like some of my favorite Batman stories were his. Like Long Halloween. It was him and was that him and Jeff Loeb? I think it was. Anyway, that's a great story and a pretty good animated movie. Actually, I was surprised. I was worried when they were going to animate it because it's very stylized, but it came out great. And speaking of Batman, I think it's just on my head because in my mind because I just watched the first few episodes of Caped Crusader, and I like it. I'm sure people are going to say it's weird that they changed like certain characters' ethnicities, but I'll argue that Batman is like a liquid story. It is like he could be anything. He's just an idea, really. Kind of like Spider. He is Marvel. I mean DC's Spider-Man, which is what makes him awesome, I think, over some of the other ones. Because Superman's a little more difficult to a degree, I guess. But even he's had different stories, so I guess not. With him, it's just that they can't be human. They have to be from Krypton. But other than that, they can be anyone. It's just he just hasn't done as many things. Or they haven't done as many like drastic things with him, except for that one where he was Red Sun, which is a really good comic, actually. Because I thought it was pretty cool anyway. It was kind of cool to see like what would happen if he landed in Russia instead of the U.S. during the Cold War. Kind of cool. This guy's hair's not spiky, it's curly. I keep forgetting. So that's the thing I need to... Because I kind of modeled his hairstyle after a author I really like, Neil Gaiman. Kind of has this just long curly hair. I'll have to see if there's any new pictures. Alright, I'll have to look up some reference from him. But I believe it's something like this. And here's the thing that I can't give tutorials on because I'm trying to work it out myself, honestly. I'm pretty good at it, but I think I could improve. I think there's a lot to learn with that. Like, I've seen some people who make like really astounding stuff, and the things they do with hair are just incredible. So Like I think some like those like gotcha game. Well, I'll call them that. They're gotcha games, but they do have some story to them. I just haven't played them. Things like Engine Impact and that um, Triple Z and all that are they look good. I mean, they're clearly like you can play them without being played essentially. So I think that's at least decent. That like if you, but I mean you're behind a wall obviously if you don't pay money. But so, but they have really good hair. Like the artists that draw their characters have interesting do hairstyle interesting. The color design, I don't know, not my thing, but I'm sure it's good for some people. I watched some people critique it, and I'm kind of in agreement with them on like some of the colors are a little more muted than they need to be, and or they don't really fit the character that they are. But I'm sure that within their studio, there's a reasoning for how they're drawn. But since I don't have the luxury of talking to them, all I can do is just base it off observation. And by observation, it doesn't make sense. If I had an art book, even, I probably could understand it better, but I don't have their art book. So, let's see. You know, I'm going to do a few quick studies first. Oh, I don't need these open. I'm going to do some figure drawings really quick too, along with this, just to loosen my hand a little bit more. So, let's see. Just what? Oh, this is this. I forgot. I don't need this. Huh. There we go. I forgot that actually Pinterest has, if you know how to search through it, you can find quite a lot of, oops, I did it twice. Really useful resources on drawing hair. Like stuff from Taco, which is a really good book on. I have a few of those books, and I have the translated ones. They're pretty good. So maybe I'll do a few more quick hairstyles just to do a few more different ideas. But then I'm going to do full body. Oh, cool. There's something on braids here. I really need some more of that. Let's see. Is this the one I think it is? No. I swear, maybe it's in my book, because they have some of this stuff here, but it's the Japanese version, and so I can't read it. But this is kind of cool. A whole bunch of different styles. I haven't seen this, so this will be. So we have like a whole bunch of different versions of braided hair. This one's hard. I'm going to try this one, but it's kind of... It's almost like folding in on itself, and I think that's kind of what it is. I probably missed something crucial. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like it kind of makes me think of like Rapunzel. How she has her hair kind of like in these really big braids, because that's the only thing that could hold that much mass. So I need to get some water. I'll be right back. Yeah. One second, sorry. Find something. I really want to do this. What's wrong with this? Okay. There you go. I just got some coffee. Actually, got some left over from this morning. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. There you go. Just had to make sure that I could see both chat and my window here. But let's put my characters in some random poses. Or outfits even maybe. Okay, never mind. Not that one, because that one didn't even load. The turtle. Well, that's interesting. I'll give it a shot. I don't know who's going to be wearing it, but it looks cool. It looks very Simon Belmont kind of style, like Castlevania-esque kind of clothing. It's very much a lot of triangles. Like you put shapes in this, or like jagged edges for a cool villain. Like a femme fatale kind of character. Do 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 do. Kind of like the idea of like very thick eyelashes for this character, or for like a design like this. Maybe a little bit of rounding in certain areas just to not make it entirely angular, but a lot of hard edges makes it for a cool character. It doesn't have to necessarily be evil, but they could just be an aggressive character, or like a yeah, or just someone with a very like I mean, typically they could be someone with a fiery personality, but even then, you could always. I mean, that could always be played off and used as a way to just like give the viewer expectations, and then, whoops, I don't have any music. like like the expectation of having something to listen to other than my voice. There you go. But just give the viewer something to. Whoops. Yeah, just give them something kind of like. Yeah, well, just like I said, mess with their expectation, kind of make them think that the character's gonna act one way and then they act totally different. I mean, James Bond movies do that a lot. They make you think a certain character is like the damsel in distress, and then she turns out to be the femme fatale that's incredibly dangerous, or like you'll think like someone's a nobody character, and then he turns out to be like the main villain because he looks very meek or something. But it's just they're using his features to trick you. So, but that's not good to do all the time because then people will just always expect that, and they'll be questioning everything. So sometimes it's good to have the big dumb guy or the small dumb guy based on how he looks, I guess, or how he stands. Because even I'm rambling. Just playing with an idea where she's got these Celtic runes carved on leather attached to her jacket, and there's like multiple spells throughout her that she can just call upon. So this has been a fun, just random character to draw. do, 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 do. Fingers are tricky. I'm still not. I wouldn't say I still need multiple redraws sometimes to get a hand right. Best advice I could give overall is just try to group them. It looks better, and it makes, like I was saying in that other conversation, where like either group them so that like the pinky's off, or like maybe the index finger's off, because you never really, it's pretty rare to have your hand totally flat unless you're doing something that needs to have that, because normally your muscles are relaxed in your fingers, so they'll be a little further apart. Unless you have a character maybe with a synthetic hand, and then in that case they would always be together. But then you would add things like you'd exaggerate some of the features, like you'd show more of the joints to show that unless they're actually supposed to look like an actual person, I guess, like in Detroit Become Human or something. Yeah, that's a cool. I like that one. That came out pretty good. So let's do some more. more. Oh, this is a fun one. And he's maybe I can draw like put Richard in for this guy, because this is like some kind of bodybuilder character that's just carrying a chair as a weapon. So that, or just maybe not even as a weapon. You might just be moving furniture for all I know in this picture. So yeah, Richard, like he's wearing like a tank top. Do 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 do. But I'm glad to see that there was a new that they're making new animated Batman stories, because I always thought it was a shame that that show ended, the animated series, because it was. Maybe that's the part of me that likes film noir, that really wants that to stay a genre. So if it's not for you, that's fine. I mean, I just really like Bruce Timm's art style. And I always thought it was funny that, like, when, oh gosh, I'm forgetting his name right now, but anyways, when Freakazoid was made, the original sketches were done closer to like the Batman art style, and it was going to be darker. But then I think it was just like some of the, I think even Spielberg himself, I think, came to the artist and was like, I mean, I don't know if the studio's going to take this if we do this style. So I think that was part of it, or there might have been someone else involved, because I know Spielberg was a big part of that one, along with Animaniacs. Obviously, was his main interest, but which is wild. I mean, that's happened a few times, I guess, more recently with live action shows, but not with animated. I mean, not really. But I'm trying to. Yeah, I can't really think of. I mean, I think it would be kind of cool though to see like a. I mean, DiCaprio would never do an animated movie. He likes live action too much, but um, I don't know. I have to think about it. Like modern directors, which ones would be? I mean, Tarantino's already shown that he can add them to his films, and it's pretty cool. I mean, he prefers to live action, but when he puts in animation, he finds really talented people. So, like in Kill Bill with the anime sections of that story, which he might have. I'm sure he involved an art director for that too, just because he knows that someone with that experience would really help him more than hinder him. I forget who it was though. It was the guy who did the Animatrix, I believe, but I can't remember the name. This would be such a cool scene of him just like crashing a chair against like someone or against a group of guys as a just a weapon. Yeah. I'm gonna do some work on this, and I'll jump back on to. I'll jump back to this if more people come on, just because I think this is probably more fun to watch than. I mean, working on my model, if people like it, cool. Whoops, I ended up showing it anyway. I said I wouldn't show this, and then I end up showing it. Oh well. I'm gonna work on this. Unless, let me check something out. I might need to actually end early if something's going on today, but if it's not, then we're good. So, 1 second. Oh.
For squeegee.
Up. Sorry. Ignore that. Okay. Never mind. We're good. So, gonna just do some work on this while I yeah, just gonna let someone know I'm on that would hate to miss this, if I think, or just would hate to miss. Okay. Yeah, I might just do a short one today because I'm kind of I want to do most of this off because it's just a lot of trial and error and a lot of messing around. But I can work on some of it on here just to show the process anyway. So, like cleaning up certain things I think would be great. So, I'm going to do that for one thing. But the tricky part with all this is just keeping everything together. See, like, I'll show you what I'm doing. This is what I've been working on this week. Because I know it looks like it's just the same thing, but I also did this. I got like that emote. And I'm working on a... Where'd it go? I have another one. I thought I did. But it's missing. Hello, thanks for dropping in. Just working on my my next upgrade for my character. I just want to show some of the process of what that entails. Like, I was just going over like it looks the same, but I'm adding in a bunch of new animations. Like, if I can just find them, because the problem I'm having right now is organization, because everything's all over the place. But which this is the perfect state to show in this. This is how I feel right now. It's like, oh boy. But this should be. I wonder why this isn't. Oh, because of that. Yeah, there's me. I did a tired one because I have my sleepy drawings. So I have like that. I'm gonna clean up the eyes. Because, whoops. Did I put? Why did I do that? Hold on. There we go. I put the eye on the wrong layer. So I'm gonna fix that right now because it looked like he had one eye. I'm also tempted. I'm been I'm getting this critiqued by someone who makes these, and because I might cartoonize the mouth a little bit more. Even I haven't decided 100% on that yet, but I don't know. I think it should be okay. I mean, maybe if I add in more shapes to the mouth, that would help it too. So. But I purposely made like the wings, the horns, like dulling down, like they're like powering down almost. Low battery. And then. But I also was working on this today. Whoops, not that. I did that last time. I did that last time. I did. That's the other version of the model. Terrible at finding things. Oh, this is what this is what I was working on. I'm just whoops. I'm playing around with I was doing some warm-ups with like hairstyles, so I was trying to do like braided hair was one thing I was working on, trying to get down. Still have a ways to go till I really like how I draw it, but I think I'm getting a little better. It's kind of like in this version you kind of just draw like hearts going down for the interlocking hair. It just overlaps, I think, first to the right and then to the left and then to the right, kind of a little bil, I think. I'll have to look at the reference again. I'll figure it out. I think it's kind of like it almost does like that, or it kind of like it doesn't perfectly. I was working on. I found a model and a pose, so I just made a character based off that pose. It's like this. Young witch who's got, or a young sorceress who has this very angular design. Because she was wearing like this like shirt with like, I forget what that's called, but where like it has that like the fabric's coming out and like a puff at the top, kind of like those old Victorian style like gentlemen's jackets where like it goes like, I think it's that's not an ascot, is it? I forget what it's called. That might be something that's different, I believe. But Anyway, I was just playing around with her design, having some fun with and explaining like shape language, and I went over a little bit on I was also drawing some faces somewhere in here. And oops, that's that old one. That's the old one. That's my VTuber. I'll find it eventually. Boing 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 boing. Bouncing around, bouncing around. There it is. Yeah, I was just explaining a little bit about how to draw faces, where you just kind of can split the face into the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Where like the typically the head is like that big, or you can change the chin length if, but and then like halfway down that's the ear, so the eyes are up here. Nose is here because it's like halfway in between. The bottom of it is halfway in between where the eyes are and where the bottom of the chin is. And then you have the mouth. But I was also explaining that like with character design, you can move those around. So like you could have a character with a mouth like here and a nose like this and big eye like eyes up here that are bigger up here. It's all about style. Like if you're drawing something more cartoony, you could even exaggerate further, like I'm showing here, where it's like it's big eyes or something. But it's all based around like what style is being used and like how it's being used. I draw a little bit more like comic book style or manga or like anim- based on like some animators I really like. So mine's a little bit closer, not to reality, but more to cartoony, but not maybe more comic booky cartoony than like Disney cartoony. So I'm fine exaggerating some things, but I won't go too overboard. I do like pushing certain shapes if I can, because I've seen some really cool designs, especially on this project I'm working on right now. They're making some really cool characters, and I'm having so much fun drawing them. But I won't talk about them here, because when I can, I definitely will show off some of the art, but that won't be for a while. I think we might have a Patreon, and when that's all set up, I'll post a link to that if anyone's interested in helping the project once they read about it, or passing it along to someone else who might be. But it's not done yet, so there's no rush. And yeah, let's just get back to work on. I'm just gonna do a little bit because like I said, I'm gonna be only working for a little bit today, like maybe like another 20 minutes or so. I just want to get some of this done so that I can spend the entire weekend just finishing up the line work on this and then put it into the program and make it that way I can do things like the cool thing is I can take things like his hair and make that bouncy but not make his face as bouncy. So like maybe I can make it so his head bucks up when he talks and his hair bounces. And that could look cool. That could look interesting. So like it'll be exciting to show when this is done. Pretty. I just need to finish it up now. Sorry, my throat's drying up as I speak, so that's why I'm like, there. Ugh. It's still, like I was saying this earlier, but it's still very painterly, and I'm gonna clean that up to a degree. I like it being a little. I mean, I shouldn't say. I want to get it to a point where it's refined, but still has some of that quality because I do like some of it. It gives my character his feel, and I don't want to lose that. But I want him to read very quick and easily for people too. So I just want to make sure that the hard edges are where they should be, like on the face, and then I'll leave things like this, like some of the loose paint lines, like oops, I'm covering what I'm circling. Well, stuff like this. Like I might keep some of that kind of stuff because I do like broader paint strokes to show off some things, but not everything. So, do, do, do. Oh, yes. It is a hot day out today. I like to keep the air conditioning off when I'm doing these, so I'm kind of melting right now. do, 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 do. Oops, I don't want to do that because that's not. I don't. I want to stay on the face. Like mainly because of like what I said. I don't want to lose where the lines are. So just make them where they should be and get over carried away. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's better. Even like doing stuff like that, I definitely gives it a little bit more shape. Yeah. Do 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 do. Maybe I'll even add in some how should I do that? Maybe just some dark eye ring. Some, yeah, under the eyes. Kind of like. Just to emphasize, like, very tired. Still need to finish up those emotes as well. I'll post those when I'm finished those. Although I don't think I can use them here, unfortunately. So, which I think I'll have to look into that. I think that's only for Twitch, but I can see if there's a way. Oops. Oh, I'm on multiply, that's why. I'm like, why is it getting darker? There, see? Big change. Now this happy. I just gotta find where that is and make sure I clean up those lines as well. That's weird. I don't know why anything for the face is related to the hand. There we go. Okay. This is why it's good to have like stick to specific brushes when you're working on a project, because like I have a whole bunch here and a lot of them are cool for they probably would be great for certain projects, but not for this, because keeping things unified when you're drawing one character in multiple different poses is the most important thing. Keeps breaking. It's because it's too big. Or because this is a bad brush. That's another possibility. Yeah, it was a bad brush. It's better. I kind of want to keep it as close to being enclosed as possible, but not 100%, because that looked... I did that with one of my model... with, well, this model, and it looks... maybe I can do it. I don't know. It kind of doesn't seem right, but maybe I can try. So, whoops. Okay. There. Now we're above the other mouth, so it should be faster and it should come out easier. So I know this looks weird for the moment, but I'm gonna fix it in a second. Why is it? Oh no. I think maybe it's all these windows being open, possibly. That might be causing some issues. I could try this though. I mean, it worked this time, so. Might lower that though. Oops. Oops. I just want to lower this. No. Oops. Come on, guys. Yeah, lower that a little bit more like there. It's a little better because then it's closer to where the mouth opens and closes, and it gives me a little more space for the like distance between the nose and the mouth. So yeah, that's better. Let's see. Yeah, even from there to there, I mean, I'll obviously keep the nose from this on all the other ones. Oops. I want to keep some of these keep some hard edges and get rid of some of them. Some of this. I might add a layer of like. Actually, probably not. I was gonna say maybe add back in some layers of sketchiness, but we'll see. Probably not, but if I can make it work, maybe I will. Or maybe I'll just make a special filter that he has like a sketchy mode. Yeah, it should be. If I can just get this cleaned up, which already made in this short amount of time made a huge step forward by getting the face lines cleaned up a lot. Oops. I don't want to put those on the same layer. So I'll make a different. I can't believe I forgot that. Oh well. that already looks better. Giving it a little bit, maybe. And I've also included, I've added in some new features like the crystals spread over. It's starting to go over and onto him to encase him more. So, what he's becoming, he doesn't know. Possibly a dragon. You hope something that simple. Till then, he'll just keep studying fantasy creatures and having fun. Let's make a new layer for the color because I don't want to mix the line work for the color with the line work for the other stuff. Looks way better already, I think. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, there's clearly a lot of line work that needs to be fixed throughout this still. So, but I mean, it's come a ways. Do, 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 do. Yeah, now it's just about cleaning up some of these soft edges, so they're not, so that they're a little harder. Because from a distance they look good, but with it being a PNGtuber, I want them to look good from at any size. So I don't like that. Maybe just a dot. Let's see what else. Maybe I think I had. Well, I can add one in. A version of the hand where it's open. After I even get the rough down of that, I think that would probably be a good place to call it. But just so he's got kind of like, maybe this is a little bit more open. Is this on its own layer? Yeah, it is. Good. I just want to make sure. I'm like, I don't want to be drawing on a layer I already worked on. Okay. And then I'll put a really quick, I'll make the initial version of the little wisp. Blue's easiest to see. Or maybe, actually, you know what? Red. Just make him bright red so he sticks out. He's not going to be this color, but this is just so that I know where he is. I can always change this later. Easy. But then I can just like change its element. Like maybe this is the fire one. Well, it isn't. Just make him kind of resting on his cheek here. Kind of like whoop. In the palm of the hand. And then I'll do other ones for like I can change the element around it for the different types, and I can go from there. But I think this is probably a good place to call it. So I just, sorry, it's a shorter one. I'm just kind of a little tired today, and plus I just want to get some work done off stream, just so plus I don't want to bore you too much with all of this. Not for 3 hours anyway. So if I can just find the stuff I was working on. Well, that's just a preview of, yeah, I was just doing some faces earlier, and then I did some character designs, and then so I just pretty much doing those two things. I'll let you know when the PNGtuber is going to be finished, because I keep saying it's going to be done next week, but it should be done soon is what I'll say now, because I know I'm so close. Like you can see, I'm just putting in the like final touch-ups now, and then I have to put it into the program, and that might take either no time or more time than I expect. We'll see. It might be pretty simple, honestly, especially since I'm not trying to do anything super ambitious with this. I'm just trying to make a few more states so that my character has a few more can portray some more emotions, and maybe I can do more animation with the wings than just 2 states. Like maybe I can have them just like slowly opening and closing in the background. And do other things like maybe like add in electricity going up the arm and stuff like that I used to have in the model, but it went away because it was static and I didn't think it was needed. So yeah, I'll get to work on that tonight and tomorrow and Monday, of course. So yeah, I'll let you know how it comes along, and if it is finished before Wednesday, I'll definitely put a post up showing that it's like an image on this page, like a JPEG, and just say this is done and look forward to it in the next one. So that whenever that does happen, I'll have that up, and maybe I'll even just make it a short video showing it working, like a really quick test. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday, unless anyone wants to watch my Twitch stream tomorrow. So, but other than that, yeah, I'll be on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And yeah, I'll figure something else to work on, like probably some maybe I'll do a Smogus drawing, honestly, like do a dragon drawing. That might be kind of cool. Or like, yeah, that'd be interesting. So